NFL insider Cameron Wolfe, he set the record straight when it comes to Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns. And also, Shedeur Sanders is going to need some help this year. He can't do it by himself. So, the Cleveland Browns, along with Andrew Berry and Todd Monken, must give Shedeur some help at that wide receiver position and the offensive line. We getting ready to talk about it all right here on Sports Talk with B. Watts. Do me a favor, do me a solid. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. Hit that notification button, it'll let you know whenever I go live or drop a video. Hype this video, join the membership. Anything that you do will be highly appreciated. Let's get this show started. Let's go.
Wizard.
NFL insider Cameron Wolfe was talking about the Cleveland Browns and their quarterback situation. Cameron Wolfe went on record to say he have talked to Andrew Berry on several occasions, and Andrew Berry have told him they must get the offensive side of the ball right. They're concentrating on the wide receiver position and the offensive line because we know they ranked at the bottom of the NFL in both of those positions. Let's listen to Cameron Wolfe talk about the Cleveland Browns situation. Cameron Wolfe.
Thanks.
That's Cameron Wolfe, a NFL insider, talking about Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns. He said he talked to Andrew Berry once again on several occasions, and Andrew Berry has emphasized of getting the offensive side of the ball right this year. And he also said it's a good opportunity for Shedeur Sanders to blossom up under the leadership of this new head coach, Todd Monken, who is an offensive genius. Now, there are some things that the Cleveland Browns must do for Shedeur Sanders to blossom in his second year as the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. And one of the positions that must be addressed is the wide receiver room. The wide receiver room, on several occasions, I have mentioned that to you. When you look at the draft, even though free agent is coming up next month in March, but the April draft is where you want to find your wide receiver because of the salary cap. Because of Deshaun Watson's salary, Cleveland won't have that much money to move around to get a wide receiver from free agent, not a good one. So if you can't get the best wide receiver, which is the one of the Dallas Cowboys wide receiver, because he wants $30 million a year, right? And plus they don't franchise tag him also. So you must hit in the draft. Andrew Berry has done good this past draft. Now he must do the same thing this year. And it starts with the wide receiver position. The Cleveland Browns have 10 draft picks this year in this upcoming draft. They got 2 in the first round, 1 in the second round. And at that number 6 pick, they got to get them a wide receiver. They got to get them. Now, when you look at the draft, there's plenty of wide receivers. But hey, these guys are some special wide receivers at that top 3. And here's are the top 3 right there on the screen. So you tell me which one Andrew Berry should pick at that number 6 pick. You got Carnell Tate. Carnell Tate is a wide receiver from Ohio State, right? This dude is 6'3", 195 pounds. He caught 48 passes, 838 yards with 9 TDs in the Big Ten. Carnell Tate is probably the best ready-made wide receiver that you can plug in right now and be ready to go day one. Carnell Tate out of Ohio State. All right, the second wide receiver, Jordan Tyson from Arizona State. Jordan Tyson is 6'2", 195 pounds. He caught 61 passes, 711 yards, 8 TDs. Now the problem And the kickback that you're going to hear about Jordan Tyson, he's been injured a lot. He get those nagging injuries, and you need a wide receiver that can make it through the whole season with Shedeur Sanders at that quarterback. Now, I like Jordan Tyson. He's my number one. Yeah, you want a go-getter, he's a go-getter. But he just can't stay on the field. So I got him at number 2. Well, the third, he's the most productive wide receiver in this draft when it comes to numbers. That's Malachi Lemons from USC. 5'11", 195. He caught 80 passes, almost 1,200 yards, and 11 TDs for USC. What? That boy is a go-getter. Now, the knock on him, he's short. And the Cleveland Browns have a lot of short wide receivers. They need some big wide receivers. So, but the best wide receiver for his production-wise in college, Lemons is that dude, y'all. Don't let nobody. If they do go that route and draft Lemons at that number 6, they should go and get Boston from Washington Husky football team. That wide receiver. Now he's 6'3", 6'4". See, he can make up for the size-wise of Lemons because they need 2 wide receivers out this draft. That's the matchup that I would do. Boston is a good wide receiver. Tall, like I say, about 6'3", 6'4", 200 pounds. Yeah, he can go get it. Catch that ball at his highest rated. That's what you need for Shedeur. Shedeur needs some playmakers to help him galvanize through this season and so they can win this division. If you can put these 2 guys with Jerry Jeudy, that offense will be looking so much better as the wide receivers. Now, still got to fix that offensive line. And when you look at the offensive line, the Cleveland Browns had the worst offensive line in football. I'm just going to be real with you. Or the next 2, the worst offensive line, right? The Cleveland Browns struggle on the offensive line were well documented with ranking low in their pass blocking win rate, run block win rate numbers, along with being graded out as the 2nd worst offensive line in the National Football League according to PFF. The letdown of blocking made it difficult for the Cleveland Browns quarterbacks, that's Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders, to perform well, along with the running backs finding holes to rush through. So they got to address that offensive line. And I will start in the draft. Not the draft, but free agents. You want to find some good offensive linemen doing free agents. And the best offensive lineman in free agents right now is the left tackle out of Green Bay Packers. Number 63 right there. He's the best. He graded the best right now that's in free agents. And if they can get him along with the center from Baltimore, oh yeah, they'll be in the house. That's what I would do. I would go after those 2 in free agents. The left tackle from Green Bay, as you see on the screen, and the center from Baltimore, where the head coach came from as the offensive coordinator. Tyler. I think his name Tyler Lindstrom. The center. If they can nail those 2 down in free agents and then work on the draft, they got the Utah Fannin in the draft, and they got the Miami Hurricane right tackle in the draft. Yeah, that's what I would do. That's your offensive line right there. All you got to do is just find you one more. But then you got to have some backup too. And I get that. You still got the offensive lineman from Alabama. He pretty good, as you see on the screen. Who else? Who else had a good offensive lineman? I mean, that's it. You just got to do your homework. I ain't too good keeping up with the offensive line But I know those two right there, get it for Shedeur Sanders. The only thing I'm trying to tell you, Shedeur gonna need some help. He can't do it by himself. He just cannot. And they cannot go out there with that same offensive line that they had last year. They just can't. They got to upgrade it. So Andrew Berry gonna have his work cut out, but along with the head coach, they should be able to put together a decent offensive line and a good wide receiver room for Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns. Yes, they should. All right. That's the end of the show. I want to thank you for tuning in right now. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, join the membership. Anything that you do will be highly appreciated. Once again, thank you for watching Sports Talk. We'll be watching. All right. Until next time. Peace.